Now, last class, we have seen multi-action controller in session 18 is there multi-action control. Today's is developing mini project based on this. Also, I have given idea about this last idea about the project or which type of project we will create. Okay. So today I'm just as much as possible. We will complete this project. Okay. So now this is the multi-action controller. In general, speaking of we will each and every form URI will prepare a separate controller class depending. Why? Because multi-action control suppose we have multiple action like add, search, delete. So we don't want to prepare a separate controller for the every operation. So just extend the multi-action controller in a particular controller class, then use this method in that. Same example I will prepared. Okay. So these many things we required. So today's session we created. Okay, we will create this one. So now copy this, close this one, not required. Okay, window R, notepad, not MS Paint. I want just open MS Paint. And today's session is 19 session 19. Today's session is 19 session, guys. And preparing CRUD application, developing CRUD application. That's it. This is the total today's topic is developing CRUD application. And here I am using some different technologies. I will use Spring JDBC. Okay, Spring JDBC. This one is our project idea, and which we use Oracle database. I will use Oracle database and Eclipse IDEs and Spring 5.x jar. I will use these many jars. I will use. Okay, Maven. So now just go inside this Maven project. Close this one. Close all. Close all. Not required. All these things. Just close this one. This project is total XML based project. Okay. when when I will introduce some annotations, there you can also easily use annotations. While using annotation, this much is not required. This much knowledge is not required. Just 4 to 5 annotation is required. Service controller, okay, that's it. And auto-wide annotations, okay, auto-wide to inject the object inside the particular class. So now click on File, New. Just create Maven project. Maven project. While I'm starting this idea, it's getting taking too much time. I don't know what why. And we'll take a session like Spring Boot MVC. There it's not stuck. There's there's not a stuck. Just click on next button. Just here search artifact IDs. What is that? Maven. All this time it okay. I will I will paper what thing is required. Okay, next. Downloading artifact. Okay, just provide the group ID name 10th mini project CURD. Mini project based on CURD operation. So project name is 10th. ITSP. Finish. Okay, convert why it's giving this ITSP 10 on credits. Finish. Okay. Right. This one. Search another thing. It Kevin type hyphen. But it's coming only. This one is coming. Click on next. That project is mini project. Okay. Click on finish. Field to created project ITSP. Okay. Control layers. And here. Three. That's it. Now click on finish. The project is creating, guys. Wait some time. 27 web app is preparing. Wait. Here is required 1.8. 1.8 plugin or you can use a properties file also you can use it. But here I will use plugin. So in last class I used plugin inside this. So this plugin I will copy and paste it inside this form.xml file. Because when the project 1.0 artifact ID given, then the project is okay. That's why. So here we pass the plugin. Here we pass plugin. This one we pass plugin. So copy this plugin, copy and come here and inside the form.xml file, open this file and inside the build, inside the total build plugins is required. So copy the total plugins inside the build, paste this one, Control S, save, and here observe this folder as coming or not coming. Okay. Here we get 4 folders, but here we get only 1 folder. So we required one thing. Do one thing. Just right click on this. Right click on this. Build path configuration. Build path configuration. Select these 2 checkboxes and apply and close. You will get this folder. Why it's giving error? Because some GSP is giving hangama to me with us. So we required one jars. First is commons login we required. Go inside the internet. Go inside the internet. Just search Maven. So search commons login. Commons login. Just search Apache Commons login 1.2 version I want. Click on this 1.2 version. Copy this one. Just select and it will automatically copy. And inside the dependency folder, in the dependency section, just paste. And second jar is Spring Core. First search Spring Core. There you can get some jars, some important jars. Okay, Spring Core is required. I will use 5.x jar. So 5.x like latest version 5.3.11. So copy this and here just paste this one. Okay, now save it. Now observe inside the library folder which jars we get it. JUnit we get 9% is downloading is completed. When you provide the dependency of Spring Core, so interrelated jars will come automatic. Wait, it's 9% is downloading is completed. My internet little bit slow, that's why it's taking time. Wait. So it's fetching from the central repository. Why? Because the jar is available inside the central repository. One repository is there inside the server, inside the cloud, one central repository. There you can find. Okay, I will teach you when I will conduct one session based on Maven. Then there I will teach you all this. But what is the central repository and third-party repository and local repository? Okay, here what happened? First, it fetch from the central repository. Okay, and download it. Otherwise, you can also directly fetch from the locals. Not an issue. Just 1.5 is showing. Just update the Maven project. Not download here. Update. Maven update. Okay. Then 11 version automatically come. And libraries Maven. Okay. Spring JCL code is already coming. Okay. The next jar is Aspect TX. Spring TX. Why? Because we will use Spring transaction and JDBC also. Spring, Spring AOP jar is required. Spring AOP, Aspect Oriented Programming 5.3.11. Copy this and here and paste. Paste it. AOP is ready. And next jar is Aspect is required. Spring Aspect. Spring context. Copy this, and paste this one. Okay, now save this one. When you save, then automatically downloading it will start. Then here you can observe this. Here you can observe this. Okay. After the preparing these things, then I will show the prepare the packages, which package are required we and all the packages. And after the package, one package I declared and I use this package, then second package I created, use this package. First, we prepare database related thing, okay? Then service related, then controller, then UI part, okay? Now, copy the Spring Beans. Spring Bean is required. Spring Context, Spring Core, Spring Web Beans is required. Copy this one, copy, and here paste this one. Control S. Beans. Okay, downloading is start. Okay. Now next one is Spring Context Support is required. Spring Context support is required. Search this one and copy this jar, copy this dependency and paste here. Wait. First downloading. EOP expression is downloading. Spring Bean, Spring Cone, Spring EOP, and all this jar files is downloading. Why it's giving me? Cancel this one, not required. Save it, save it. It's a dependency giving error. Why? Just I'm stopping. That's why it's giving a headache to me. Okay. Okay. Just forget it. Now put it the Java docs. Okay. Just copy this one and here inside this paste, then save this one. Contact support will download. Contact support will download. Wait. Second jar is Spring expression is coming. Okay, not required. Spring core, Spring JDBC. UP is coming. Spring JDBC. Now search Spring JDBC jar. Spring JDBC. Search this. Copy this one. Copy this jars and paste here. Now save. The internet is slow. That's why it's taking time. Wait. Okay. So downloading is going on. It's okay. Up to that, Spring transaction is required. Spring, Spring TX. Spring TX means transactions. Spring TX means transactions is required. This jar is required. Paste this one. See you. Okay. Now, Spring JSTL is required for supporting GSP pages. Open point 2. Copy this one. Go inside this. Yeah. Starting downloading. Wait. Okay. Paste this one. Save it. JSTL is required. And next jar is EOP. Spring Pip is required. Spring Web. First, this one. Spring Web dependency. Just latest dependency I am using. It and Spring Web MVC is required. Search this one. Click on this and open 5.3.11. Copy this and inside this paste. Now this one, just save it and try to update the project. Right click on the project Maven and update. Okay. OJDBC6 jar is required. OJDBC6 jar is required. 11.0.3. Copy this jar and paste it. Control S. Now, this one is a good expression coming context to being expect oriented logging. All the jars is ready and jar is completed. If any jar is required at the middle of the project, then I will search and include that jar also. That dependency I will include. Okay. This project is based on design pattern like DO and DTO design pattern. Data transfer object, data access object. Getting So now today is in this video or today's session, I will be completed on add a module. Okay. So add module, how to add the data inside the database. I will show you. Okay. Table also I will create manually. Okay. Just as completed now. Inside the YouTube, you have the like facility. Skip these many steps. They don't wait. It's giving the time depending on system requirement. That's why it's taking time. But depending on system, how much system your system is fast and your internet is fast. Now 1 MB and all this is downloading and again. I don't know what happened. Internally, it's not reflecting here. Building. Yeah, it's reflecting. Oh, okay. Updating my web project. Okay, it's updated. Now inside the star C main is now it's completed. Now to this completed, it's giving the header. This is very good. Now, don't worry about this red marks. Okay. Now this is ready. So next is our next part is our preparing web.xml file and dispatcher servlet file. Okay. Inside the dispatcher servlet XML, we prepare the database. We prepare database. So inside the dispatcher servlet file, we prepare the database. So I will use driver manager data source. Okay. I believe so. Better to copy the web app inside the web file in a folder. Copy this file. Copy this and inside the src main and web app inside the web file in a folder. Paste this one. Not required here. Take this. It's going on. While I'm starting this session, only on this session. Man, this will give a headache to me. Do like this. Why it's doing like this? I don't know. Okay. Just copy and paste these bytes solid. Well, just giving a hang of it. Pasting or paste. Click in this file. Only this file is copy. Copy this file. Just inside the web folder. And paste this one. Just leave it. Leave it. Yes. Refresh. Refresh. IDs. Okay. Okay. And see. Copy this here. Just create one DS file. Other XML file. Next. DS icon select dot XML. File is created. Just wait. Just close the ID. Close this one. Wizard. Wait. Delete. open, and its CPU is memory is this side. Now, and in the task, I don't want to close the Eclipse ID. And the task, paint is required, Chrome is required, okay. That percent disk is the task. It's wait some time, sometimes it's taking our patience. Okay. Let's skip the video in YouTube. In YouTube, just skip the video, take the steps. Okay. Those people are attending the live. Maybe but Premiere is available inside the YouTube. Then you cannot, but after the uploading this video, you can skip. Okay. Now open Springboard 6015. Okay, launch. Okay. It's rising 2. Okay, gives time to ID some, and I will preparing some background. Then I will prepare the exam. Don't worry. 10th project I'm preparing. Okay, inside that at the update the project, update the project, right? Click on update button. Then create one file, new, other XML new, ds hyphen servlet dot XML. Just click on finish. Okay. On this, then I want this XSD. Then I want this XSD. Control C and Control V and close this XSD. Inside the XML, provide the database related configuration. Create the V here. Just V. Okay. Inside the V, ID is ID equals to data source. Data source. Which data source I am using class equals to org dot. If you forget the name, it's closing not Chrome, it's not required. Just org dot spring framework dot jdbc dot data source dot. This is the package name and this is the class driver manager data source. So this is the data source class, and this data source class having some properties. Property inside the properties tag. One property name is driver class name. Driver class name. Here you can pass the driver class name as a value. What is the driver class name? JDBC. Not driver class name is not JDBC. Start with Oracle colon Oracle dot JDBC dot Oracle driver. This is the first property, and second property is property name equals to property name equals to URL. As the URL value equals to, what is the URL? JDBC Oracle thin @ localhost 1521 ORC. This is the ID. Okay. Next property name is username. Username, and the value you can pass like my username is system. Close this one. And property name. First we prepare this one, then after that I will prepare my packages. Okay, after that second. And then my password and pass the value equals to system is my password. So now your data source is ready. After the data source, I want to create one JDBC template object. JDBC template, there I will inject this data source. Okay. So now after that I will do it. So now after the database is created, inside this main package is resources test. Inside this, create one package. Search a new package com.itsp. What is the name of package? DTU, data transfer object. So now here just create one like class employee TO, data transfer object, employee TO. Okay. Open this. Here you provide some property like private string employee ID, EID, employee ID. Okay. Private string, you can use anything. String name, employee name, private string employee address. So now these property I want, just right click and source, generate getters and setters method. Here is there. Okay. Select all and generate. Our DTO class is ready. After this DTO class, create one more package. Package com.itsp dot do package. Inside the do package, we have an interface. We create one interface. One interface we created. Employee do. Employee do interface is created. Inside this interface, we just provide one method, public string add. Add employee is the method, just provide add. Okay. Student employee do, not do, employee do is object is required, and emp. Okay. empto. Okay. So now implement this interface. Just create one class employee do impl add employee do interface. Okay, and finish and play. Just provide the implementation. For this class. So perform the DO operations. So database related operation. before the database is related operation, we should create one JDBC template object. JDBC template object. Why? Because I will use JDBC. JDBC string JDBC. So private JDBC template. JDBC template the class. Template is the class. So JDBC template. Okay. So now I want to inject the property by using setters method. So set set JDBC template method like this dot set. Okay. Okay. I'll save it. Now I want to inject the data source by using setters method. You can also directly inject here by using data source, but I want to. So here, come here, just create bean ID equals to JDBC template JDBC template sorry JDBC template and class equals to org dot spring framework dot JDBC dot core dot JDBC template. You can see JDBC template is the class. So, okay. Inside the JDBC template class, one property is the property name is JDBC template. JDBC template and properties reference is the ref. By using reference, you can inject the data source. So data source are injected inside the JDBC template. By using this JDBC template, you can inject it. So now here, means ID equals to employee DO class equals to com.itsp dot do dot employee employee data access object. Okay, here is the property is there. Inside the one property is the what is the JDBC template. JDBC template is there. Ref equals to what is the JDBC template. Now here observe this one. If you are getting confused here, just this is the employee ID. Okay, this is the employee ID, the new ID, and this employee ID is same as this one, same as the reference ID we injected here. We inject this one to his employee DO. Okay, so now this is the property given by this. Okay, JDBC template. This property is given here. This property. Okay, that's why it's injecting. Database is injected. So database is injected, guys. So now next is provide the implementation of this class. So now here, add student. First we create one query, string query one equals to select start from employee where EID equals to plus EMP TO dot get IDs. Okay. Now plus and this one is the string type. So provide whether to inside the Okay. Now query is ready. So search the query. Okay. So now search the query. Then I want to execute the JDBC template dot query method is there with the parameter create result set extract no row mapper. Yeah, this one I want this one. So here query, just pass the query one, and here the row mapper. Here otherwise you prepare the row mapper as a separate class. Other you can use lambda expression also. So now here you can use lambda expression also. So what should you do here? Just using result set, result set, result set, result set, result set, comma I, and lambda equation. Inside the lambda equation, okay, this one. Okay, result set. Now create employee TO objects EMP TO underscore entity equals to new employee TO. Okay. Here, okay. So now next is just EMP TO underscore entity dot set. Entity dot set is not qualified. Oh God, it's giving me to error. Look at error. Result set. Executing RS. Any variable you can use it. Yeah? This thing we call some other method, not lambda expressions. Just remove this one. JDBC dot query result set row mapper result set expector is there result set row mapper and number of query for only query method interesting. Query compatible result set as row mapper. This method I think it should be work. Let's see. Now here pass the query one inside the row mapper. Just use one lambda expression rs comma I, and here use one lambda expression. Its return type is like list. List like employee TU. Okay. So now list EMP underscore list. underscore list. Okay. Okay. Why it's giving error math? Maybe in latest version it's not supporting. Maybe query one and query one is good. To that it's good. Just let it be. Let it go. Like EMP, create one of them. Employee TO equals to EMP underscore entity equals to new employee TO. Storing the data like EMP underscore entity dot setup SID EID RS dot get string. If it is true, if it's having something. If you don't have, first you can check now if data is already there, what is the requirement to insert the data. So this example, I will complete. First, I want to check this query method, why it's not working, why it's giving this. The lambda expression signature does not match the signature of the functional interface method extract data result set RS employed to this method query method string in the type reducible is not applicable for the argument string type. It's not applicable for argument. Not applicable for argument. This, this one is good. Okay. Wait. RS, what is the record? You see it already there. Employee you cannot be resolved but time. List is there. JDBC, okay. Hmm. What is the diary? Employee cannot be resolved to type. Employee cannot be resolved. Here I'm just creating object here. RS employee list. Let's remove that. EMP. Okay. Employee, then employee TO double E not. Control yes. So employee TO EMP underscore entity, entity, customer, employee. Okay. Save it. So employee TO is good. Now cannot convert void to list employee. Void in not list employee. Okay. Just pass on parameter I. What happened? Same error it's coming. No, no, no. This will not work out. What is that error? Any suggestion? This return type is void. Using easy template, a dot query method is return type is list. Why? Because I lambda actually returning. So return return the employee entity. Now that's it. Let's see. Okay. Error has one. It's getting again. Now it's getting error. Time message cannot convert from the object to list. Object. Okay, tomorrow we will meet and tomorrow I will resolve this problem. Okay. So that's it's facing some like version issue, I think. Because this is total XML based now 5 point and 4 point text. Maybe I will use tomorrow and 4 point text version. Okay. Then we will discuss. Thank you. Thank you. We will meet next. Next session we will complete this exam.